I'm Jackie Maxted, and today I'm talking to Melinda Ayre, the beauty editor from Body and Soul. Hi Melinda.
Hi Jackie.
Melinda, you've been around the industry for quite a while now. How did your career start?
Well, if you want to go back to the very beginnings, I guess it started when I was making magazines out of sketchbooks when I was a child. But I did a degree in business communications and I wanted actually to be a copywriter in advertising. And I did a graphic design course at night to help me with my assignments. And that actually led me on a path to doing work experience at Dolly and Women's Day at ACP. And I ended up securing a job as a junior artist at Women's Day. And during that time, as I worked my way up to deputy art director, I was quite obsessed with designing the beauty pages, and I loved what Mary Zavaglia was doing there, and I was quite jealous of her job and wondering what she was doing, popping out all the time. And I decided I liked beauty and I wanted to write somehow, but I didn't know how to work it in Women's Day. But eventually I went across to News Limited and started art directing Body and Soul. And at one point, Melissa Hoyer, who was writing the beauty column, wasn't doing it anymore, and I put my hand up. So that's how I got my beauty column in the end.
So do you believe that art directing and the beauty editing roles work well together?
Look, it's quite an unusual combination. I don't think I've met anybody else that's done both. But for me, being able to design my own beauty pages was an advantage, and I loved doing that. And understanding the styling and photography and, you know, doing all the production for the beauty shoots, I think helped. But writing is not often something that an art director would do. But because I kind of was wanting to be a copywriter originally, I had that writing skill as well.
You're one of the most sought-after beauty editors for some
Yes.
brands.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Look, I don't like to say it's me. I think it's Body and Soul has a huge reach, and I think that's the difference between us and the beautiful glossy magazines. We've got a readership of nearly 6 million. It's 5.7 million. So it's huge because we go into the Sunday papers in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth and Adelaide. So that gives me a really good reach. And then I like to think that's the vehicle, but that my voice perhaps speaks to the readers. I try to have a lot of humour in my writing and treat beauty as fun, because I think it is not really serious, and I think, you know, it's something to be had, you know, something fun and enjoyable in life.
How do you think newspapers and magazines differ in the culture?
I think it's quite different. When I worked at Women's Day, there's a lot of women in magazines. That was my experience. It's very girly, it's very fun, and everybody's quite obsessed with pop culture and fashion and beauty, and you kind of live that and you dress up for work. When I came across to News Limited, it was a bit of a shock because it's just different. There's a lot of men, so that makes the environment different. Men are, you know, much more black and white. They say it how it is, so there's a lot of tears, I suppose, when you're just told, we hate this. But the actual environment in our office is quite strange, because Body and Soul's like a miniature magazine within the Sunday Telegraph floor, which is very busy, very cutthroat, you know, really tight deadlines, a lot of men. And I think, well, I know for a fact they call us Paris and they call themselves Kosovo. So that just gives you an indication of what they think of us and, oh, what are they wearing today? And I don't think they think that what we do is as important as the hard news, which really it isn't.
How do beauty brands' advertising dollars impact on Body and Soul?
You know, they actually don't impact on me as much as perhaps they would on a magazine, because we don't have the glossy stock. We don't get a lot of the really high-end beauty advertisers. And that means that I get a little bit more flexibility, and I can really put in products that are a bit under the radar, a little bit different, and products that I just think, oh, I love that, so I'm going to pop it in. And I think on magazines you're often a little bit restricted by your big advertising clients.
So how do you make sure that the products you write about are the ones that your readers are going to like?
I really don't know. I think I just go from what I like. And I try everything. I've always made sure that I try everything, and I think that's so important, because you just can't write about it and say, use this, if you haven't put it on your own face.
How do you think, if a brand wanted to appear in Body and Soul, what might they do to make themselves stand out when they're talking to you?
To be honest, I don't think it matters what anybody says to me. The product really stands alone, and I've been to, you know, amazing parties, and you know, you go to trips and people tell you about these products and have the PowerPoint presentations with all the science behind it. But if I put the product on and I don't like it, and something goes wrong, or I get a reaction, you know, on my skin, I don't feel like I can put it in. So I do struggle with that sometimes. But no matter what they say about the product and how fabulous it is, I don't really believe it until I try it myself.
How do you manage the demands of deadlines now, working on a weekly news supplement, with your role as a mother of 2 young children?
Yes, that's been a learning curve, because before I had children, I thought, well, during my pregnancy, I thought this will be great. I'll write my column from home, and little Bubble just sort of sit there and play. I just had no idea how hectic it would be. And I think I get through by working when the kids are asleep. That's how I do it. When they have a nap, I get on the computer and I look through products. And at night, I try and do some work then, but I'm usually exhausted. So I ended up changing things and getting a nanny just for half a day, which is all I need. I found I can do so much if I just have a clear couple of hours now, because I know how hard it is to do anything with the kids around. So I can sit down, and in a couple of hours I can go through all my products, choose the 6, try them all, write it, and then be done. Because as you know, with children, you might be on deadline, and that night the kids are sick or something happens and you can't do anything. So I've had to get some help to give myself a little bit of breathing space with the column.
I understand that you started off your an early life in wanting to be a singer.
Yes, we were talking about that, weren't we? That's my secret, really, because I think there's a lot of broken dreams in life. As you get older, you can't be everything. You can't be a rock star, beauty journalist, artist, like I once thought maybe I would be. I studied classical singing at school, and then I went on to study at the conservatorium and had a private tutor in opera. And I wanted to be a musical theatre star like Marina Pryor, but I basically didn't get any parts, and I didn't do well. And I tried to get into the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts, and I got the reject letter, and that's the point I remember at 23 when I thought, I give up on that. But I still wanted to sing, so I joined a covers band and kind of rebelled and sang in horrible smoky pubs for years, and had a lot of fun, you know, but it was a tough sort of life, and I had a year off university to do that. And my mother said to me, oh, Melinda, you're going to be 45 and wearing knee-high white boots and singing in a pub. So I decided to stop doing that and go back to uni.
And that's when you moved into art direction.
And that's when everything, went on, and I did my work experience. But I had done work experience at Dolly when I was at school, and that kind of got me excited about magazines. So I think, like a lot of people, I liked a lot of things in the creative world, but didn't quite know where I'd end up.
So where do you sing now?
In the shower, and I sing nursery rhymes to the children. I sing at weddings, funerals. I'm available. And yeah, I just enjoy singing now, but I hope when the kids are a bit older, I can combine it somehow. Maybe sing one night a week in a corporate function, I don't know. Do something with it again down the track.
Melinda, it's been lovely to get to know you a bit better. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks.